The smell of bleach hit me before I even opened the door. Industrial strength, the kind that burns your nostrils and makes your eyes water. But it was the silence that made my blood run cold. My son Ethan's equipment, his ventilator, his feeding pump, his specialized communication device, they all made subtle sounds. Beeps, hums, the rhythmic whoosh of assisted breathing. Now nothing. Ethan, I called out, dropping my work bag. Miranda, my sister appeared from the kitchen, yellow rubber gloves up to her elbows, a satisfied smile on her perfectly made-up face. Behind her, our mother sat at the table, hands folded, looking everywhere but at me. Oh good, you're home, Miranda said brightly. I've been cleaning. This place was absolutely filthy, Olivia. I don't know how you live like this. Where's Ethan? In his room. Sleeping. She peeled off the gloves with theatrical precision. We need to talk. Where's his equipment? My voice came out sharper than intended. His wheelchair isn't by the door. Where's his? That's what we need to discuss. Miranda straightened her designer blouse. I've taken care of it. The words didn't compute. I pushed past her toward Ethan's room. He was there, thank God, propped up with regular pillows instead of his specialized positioning system. His face was flushed, breathing labored without his ventilator. The pulse oximeter on his finger showed 89%. Too low. What did you do? I whirled on Miranda, who'd followed me. Where's his ventilator? He needs to stop being a burden, she said calmly. Do you know what people say about our family? About you parading him around in that contraption? It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. I was already grabbing the backup oxygen tank from the closet. He's 8 years old. He's dragging down the family image. She said it like discussing wallpaper. The Haverstead name used to mean something in this town. Now we're the family with the, she waved her hand dismissively, situation. I got the oxygen on Ethan, watched his levels slowly climb. Only then did I turn to face my sister fully. Where is his equipment? Gone. That eyesore of a wheelchair, those beeping machines, all of it. The dumpster behind Carlson's Plaza. Though it's probably been collected by now. That was $15,000 worth of medical equipment. $15,000 to keep him dependent. She crossed her arms. Have you ever considered that you're not helping him? That maybe if you stop coddling. He has cerebral palsy and epilepsy. He's not being coddled, he's being kept alive. Drama, always drama with you. Miranda rolled her eyes. He was fine for the 2 hours I've been here. His oxygen is at 89%. His lips are blue. My mother finally spoke from the doorway. Miranda's just trying to help, sweetheart. Maybe if you listened. Get out. My hands shook as I checked Ethan's temperature. Both of you. Get out of my house. Your house. Miranda laughed. You mean the house you can barely afford because you insist on all these treatments? I'm trying to save you from yourself. Get out. They left, Miranda muttering about ungrateful sisters and wasted efforts. I deadbolt the door behind them and called 911. My son's medical equipment has been stolen, I said. He's medically fragile and needs immediate intervention. The paramedics arrived first. They stabilized Ethan, confirmed he needed transport. As they loaded him into the ambulance, I gave them the short version. His aunt had thrown away his equipment, including his custom wheelchair and ventilator. Thrown away? The lead paramedic's face darkened. Ma'am, that's not just theft. That's endangerment. Possibly worse. The police met us at the hospital. Officer Chen took my statement while nurses worked to stabilize Ethan fully. I showed her photos on my phone, his $8,000 custom wheelchair, the $4,000 ventilator, the $2,000 communication device, the specialized feeding pump. Your sister admitted to throwing these away? She bragged about it, said he was ruining our family's reputation. Officer Chen's expression hardened. Did she say that specifically? About your son's disability affecting reputation. Her exact words were dragging down the family image. Ma'am, that elevates this beyond theft. That's evidence of bias motivation. A hate crime. I hadn't even considered that angle. She's always been difficult about Ethan. Makes comments. Refuses to attend his school events. Last Christmas, she suggested I look into facilities for him. Has she ever had access to your home before? She has a key. For emergencies. I laughed bitterly. I gave it to her last year when Ethan was hospitalized so she could grab things we needed. We'll need that key returned. And we'll need to check the dumpster she mentioned, though. She checked her watch. Collection was likely hours ago. We'll contact Waste Management. Dr. Patel, Ethan's neurologist, arrived as Officer Chen was leaving. His face was grim. His oxygen levels were critically low when he arrived. Another hour without support. He didn't finish. We'll keep him overnight for observation. I'm ordering replacement equipment, but insurance. We'll fight every piece. I slumped in the chair beside Ethan's bed. It took 2 years to get approval for that wheelchair. I'll document this as criminal equipment destruction. That might expedite things. He paused. Olivia, what happened exactly? I told him. Watched his professional composure crack. She threw away medical equipment? Life-sustaining equipment? Because of reputation? She's always thought I was being dramatic. That Ethan's disabilities were somehow optional. I'll be writing a detailed report for the police, he said quietly. What she did could have killed him. My phone buzzed. Miranda, I hope you're happy. The police just showed up at my house. At my house. Do you know what the neighbors will think? I put her on speaker for Dr. Patel to hear. You stole and destroyed my son's medical equipment, Miranda. I disposed of unnecessary crutches you used to get attention. There's a difference. Crutches? He's in a wheelchair. Semantics. When the police realize you're being hysterical, they'll... Ma'am. Officer Chen's voice came through my phone. This is Officer Chen. You're on speaker and being recorded. You just admitted to disposing of medical equipment. I suggest you contact a lawyer. Silence. Then the line went dead. Dr. Patel shook his head. I've seen a lot, but this... By morning, the story had exploded. Miranda's designer handbag and highlights were all over the local news as she was led away in handcuffs. The headline read, Local woman arrested for destroying disabled nephew's equipment. The details were damning. Security footage from Carlson's Plaza showed Miranda making multiple trips to the dumpster, throwing away piece after piece. A witness had seen her struggling with Ethan's wheelchair, heard her muttering about embarrassments and burdens. Worse for Miranda, the police found text messages on her phone. Weeks of messages to her society friends, calling Ethan the family stain, and discussing how she planned to solve the problem. She premeditated this, Officer Chen told me. This wasn't a momentary lapse. She planned to destroy your son's equipment and documented her intent. The charges piled up: grand theft, destruction of property, endangerment of a dependent, attempted assault on a person with disabilities. And because she'd admitted targeting him specifically because of his disability, hate crime enhancements. Our mother called crying. She didn't mean it. You know how Miranda is. Can't you just let this go? For family. She tried to kill my son, Mom. Don't be dramatic. His oxygen was at 89%. His lips were blue. Dr. Patel said another hour without intervention could have been fatal. But it wasn't. He's fine now, because I came home when I did. Because paramedics responded quickly. Because the hospital had equipment available. My voice broke. She threw away his wheelchair, Mom. His voice. His ability to breathe safely. Because she thought he was embarrassing. She's your sister. And he's my son. Your grandson. Or does his disability embarrass you too? She hung up. The medical equipment company expedited replacements, waiving the usual insurance delays after the story hit the news. A GoFundMe I didn't create raised $30,000 in 48 hours. Parents from Ethan's school organized meal trains and equipment loans. But it was the email from the prosecutor that broke me. Ms. Haverstead, I wanted to personally assure you were taking this case very seriously. Your sister didn't just commit theft. She targeted a vulnerable child because of his disability. That's not just criminal, it's heinous. We'll be pursuing maximum charges. Miranda's lawyer tried to negotiate. Mental stress, family pressure, temporary insanity. She documented her plans for weeks, the prosecutor countered. She researched when garbage collection occurred. She timed it for when Ms. Haverstead would be at work. This was premeditated attempted murder. The trial was swift. The evidence overwhelming. Miranda, so concerned with image, sobbed as witness after witness testified. The footage of her struggling to force Ethan's custom wheelchair into the dumpster while muttering slurs was particularly damning. The mother from Ethan's therapy group who testified hit hardest. That equipment isn't just medical. It's freedom. It's dignity. It's life. She didn't just throw away things. She tried to throw away a child. Guilty on all counts. For years federal prison for the hate crime. 2 years state for endangerment. Sentences to run concurrently. 5 years total. As they led her away, Miranda looked at me. No apology. No remorse. Just rage that I'd ruined her reputation. Our mother cut contact. Extended family divided. Those who'd whispered about Ethan being too much sided with Miranda. Those who saw him as family, as human, sided with us. I found a new apartment. Better security. No spare keys. Ethan's equipment now has GPS trackers, thanks to donations from other special needs families who heard our story. 1 year later, Ethan just gave his first presentation using his new communication device. The topic? My family. He talked about me, his teachers, his therapy dog Biscuit, the nice lady at the grocery store who always asks about his day, his best friend from school who races wheelchairs with him at recess. Not once did he mention his aunt or his grandmother. Family, he's learned, isn't about blood or image or the Haverstead name. Family is the people who see you for who you are and love you not despite it, but because of it. Family is the people who would never, ever throw you away. Miranda gets out in 3 years with good behavior. She's banned from contacting us. The restraining order is permanent. Sometimes I wonder if she's changed. If prison taught her empathy. If she understands what she did. Then I remember her face as they dragged Ethan's wheelchair to the dumpster on that security footage. The satisfaction. The smile. And I double-check our locks. Some bridges aren't meant to be rebuilt. They're meant to stay burned. A reminder that not everyone who shares your DNA shares your heart. Ethan is thriving. He's alive. He's happy. That's the only family image I care about.